Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today, well, welcome back everybody. First and foremost, we are back with the Queen Mary 2. We are right outside of Southampton in the Solent, and I did take some advice, by the way. I forgot there's going to be a lot of things loaded in here. There we go. I originally was going to have us come in like this way through the Solent, and I was like, this never really made sense. No, you come in this way. No, don't shoot across here, it's too shallow. Then you come down and up and around. But it is what, like 4:50 in the morning here in the Solent. Looking beautiful as we are heading towards Southampton after our transatlantic crossing. Hope you guys are having a good day. I know that I am. Sorry for the delay in not having one last week. Essentially what it comes down to is I was at a concert last Friday and I ran out of time before that concert to get this video made. Then we had a very busy and stressful weekend. My parents' neighbor, their house, unfortunately caught on fire. She had lost her 3 pets, and unfortunately their house is just gone. And I offered them a place to stay. Did I ever adjust this? I did. Boop. I offered them a place to stay with mine and Danielle's old house, which of course has not been lived in a year, and it had some mice poop, it had like cobwebs, it was musky and dusty. So we took the time the other day to actually clean it, and they have a place to stay for a little while. So here I am filming this on Monday for this to come out on Friday for you guys, which I'll be coming back from a concert, and it's Kit Kat's birthday as well this Thursday. We're going to another concert. We're going to go see Godsmack. We saw Hardy last week, saw an opportunity to be able to come and see Godsmack. Gonna see Godsmack this week. I am a little bummed because when I got the Godsmack tickets for my dad and I was expecting to be able to bring him to this, I was still underneath the impression that Godsmack was still using pyro for the show. They used to use a lot of pyrotechnics, and it was like that kind of spectacle is going to bring my dad to. Sounds like on this tour, just like everybody else, they're getting cheap and they cut out the pyro from their show, which is really frustrating because I know it's cost a lot of money to do pyro, especially in today's day and age, but it's part of who you were and who you are, and it sounds like there's going to be none whatsoever. So I'm going to be a little disappointed in that. Still going to have a good time, but it's just not going to be the show that I was expecting, which is a little bit of a bummer. But that is kind of what's going on in our life right now. Baby's about to turn 1. That's completely insane. Work is work. Trying to just plan the world around a functioning living theater. Why did you just jump? Weird. It's not like you're going downhill. But we're traveling at a beautiful 12 knots through the channel right now, and as you can see, we'll kind of round this corner. I am just having it on autopilot right now. I would just be sailing this by myself, but right now, for me to be able to talk and not have to focus on all the little bits and bobs, this is just what I want to be able to do. I'm going to adjust this one here. So I want to definitely be more in the middle of the channel. Also, I have no idea how I messed up in New York with not having my buoys. I do have my buoys, and I just don't know why they weren't in New York. I've always had them in New York, so I don't quite know what happened there, but they are here. I didn't actually have to change any of the files. Let's actually do this. Let's pop off the ship real quick, and we are going to... Nope. We're going to do this while the ship is sailing itself. Oh. I am going to have to do that, huh? Big map. Okay. Didn't crash, but God knows what could have happened. I know, you want to load everything. I just want to be able to look up over here, please. Thank you. Oh my God. We are going to be docking. Right here. God, that was so hard for me to get to. Right here. I wanted to make sure I actually had a spot to dock. Here. This is where we're going to be. Right here. See this building? This one? Right here? That one? This one. Not that one. This one. Nope. 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 That one. That one. This one. Right here. Look. Look. See this one? That one. That's where we're going to be. Currently, We are so far out you can't even see us. But that's where we're going to be docking, everybody. We are going to do a very interesting turn here, which I've never done before. This is obviously going to be our turning basin, and we're going to back in, but kind of excited about it. Let's jump back to the ship. We all know it's going to load and take a while. And back on the ship. I don't know why it put us inside the ship, though. There you go. You happy now? Yeah, there you go. All right. Now, it's so funny because I do remember many a year ago. I'm so sorry. Hit my shifter here. Do I have any of these? I'm sitting on my racing rig right now because it's easier. Because that's how it's set up because I've been driving a lot of truck and buses recently. But I was kind of curious if the controls would work. But back in the day, jingle jingle, back in the day, Danielle heard that. Back in the day, Ship Simulator 2006 had the Solent, and that's how it always had referenced it, the Solent. And it had very basic, like, you know, harbor and this and this. And when I used to sail around the Ocean Star, I used to stop here. This was one of my more complicated spots to sail in and out of. But I would go down. I'd come in. Of course, I did it wrong. I'd come in this way because there was no other way. I'd come in this way, come up, come around, up here, and then there was a container terminal here. And I used to, like, turn myself. It was actually a lot of fun to kind of come through and test my skill. And then we were very shallow here, but I'd be able to turn myself back in and dock right here. Because I did not know at the time that there was a cruise terminal here. Kind of want to load up the game and, like, revisit it and all that with you guys at some point, but that'll be a later thing in life. Alright, I want to adjust these points a little bit just to make sure that these navigations make sense, make sure that they're smooth enough. The problem is if they're not... Ella, leave them alone. Smooth enough, as you can tell, and again, the sky is perfect for this. You can actually see the seafloor. Well, as I put myself in a cloud, you can actually see where they've cut out for the channel. So you want to make sure it really... I just wish the whole thing would load in. I know it's not how it works, but come on. I think I just heard the baby. Is my baby gonna come visit me? Because... Okay, sorry guys, gotta take a second. I gotta say hi and bye to the babies. Do you want to talk to everybody? Because I restarted the recording so they didn't get to hear you before. You go, hi!
Oh, she wants to see Dada.
I know, she wants to see me.
I love you, Dada.
I love you, Kitty Cat. Nope, I need my glasses, but... I cannot see at all. That's good. One of the largest cruise vessels in the world.
Is that Flynn? Hi, Flynn. Yeah, make a noise, babe.
Nothing? Nothing? Okay, just go... Yeah, she's figured out how to make that noise. Thank you guys for humoring me, by the way.
Raspberries.
There we go. There's a bit
Giggle.
of a giggle. It does not feel like you're almost ready for bed, Ben.
I'm overtired and not gonna sleep.
Wish mommy luck. God, what was I saying? Baby takes over life in the best way possible. Ella, are you laying on Flynn's bed? Ella, come here. So when Flynn's up here with me, he's usually on a leash just to make sure that he's not causing mischief somewhere else because he's still a puppy, even though he's a big puppy. Ella, come here. Ella, come on. And he's got a dog bed up here with a toy. Ella never comes up here. Ella came up here and was sitting on his bed with his toy. Here you go, Flynn. I feel bad taking it away from her, but she took it from him. You're a jerk. You're a little jerk. But, yeah, that is kind of where we're at right now. We're kind of enjoying summer as much as we can. We've got, like I said, I saw Hardy last week. Going to see Godsmack this week, which is really cool. The opportunity to do that for my dad, who's wanted to see them. Oh, excuse me. We're going to see Motley Crue August 1st. We're going to go see the Savannah Bananas August 28th. And Danielle and I are going to go on an anniversary trip, which happens to be a cruise on the Odyssey of the Sea in November. I've gotten very, very spoiled this year. And I saw Wicked in March. So, like... And I got to work with Mr. Speed. You know. It's a time. It's crazy. But as we're making this turn, I just watched a little while ago about some updated documentaries on the QM2, including some new rooms they're going to be adding on. This vessel doesn't have the added rooms that are there now, but they're going to be actually extending that to have more rooms here. I believe they said that this area was going to become a suite, and they're going to kind of like close off the elevator, because this is an elevator where people weren't going to be able to see it. And I think I saw somewhere that they're going to put a ducktail on the rear of the ship, like they did with the Disney Wonder and the Disney Magic. So the QM2 going through aesthetic changes, but again, you need to... Even if you're just going for, you know, lavish luxury and whatnot, you gotta make sure that you are making money to continue to stay in business. And that's why I want to make sure that was nice and wide. You know, and I completely understand that and support that for any cruise company. It's a bummer. It's a bummer when you lose like certain aesthetics and things like that. But like, I don't like on the Magic and the Wonder. I really don't like the ducktail on the back. I really, really do not like on the Magic the water slide on the funnel. That's why I love the Wonder more, even though Magic was always home to me. So, yeah, it's decisions that are made to try and appeal to the next generation to keep these older ships still sailing. You know, I'm pretty sure. Let's do a little research here, boys and girls. Let's see. I'm gonna look this up because I can't remember, which I'm a little mad about because I just watched a documentary on it. January 2004 was this original, the inaugural voyage, which means she is sitting at almost 23 years old. Getting closer to 23. Closer to 23 than she is to 22. Which, you know, is they always say it's estimated like a cruise ship can last 40 years or something like that. I think with modern upkeep that is coming, including dry docks and you know, just regular maintenance, I feel like that life could be extended, especially something as grand as the QM2. The thing that kind of come from that is costs, maintenance costs being the biggest one. But like with LNG coming in, you know, how drastically cheaper is it than, you know, it's, you know, than marine diesel, and how much you're costing that, and the taxes, and the this and this. There's so many things, but like, you know, certain ships when they retire, they get passed down. Why did my nav lights just turn off? That was weird. Did you think you were a static ship for a second? What happened? They turned off, so I don't know. But what was I gonna say? Oh, ships when they get older. You know, ships when they get older, they go to, like, you know, there used to be just a Caribbean little cruise line. There used to be a tropical. There used to be oh gosh, I can't remember some of the more discount ones, but like now it's Margaritaville at Sea. You know, and they've got the Beachcomber coming out, which I do have a copy of, by the way. You never know. But, yeah, it's just some of those things of, like, with something so iconic as the QM2, what do? The Queen Mary 1 is a museum piece, hotel, diner, restaurant, and things in California. The Queen Elizabeth, right? It's not the second one, it's Queen Elizabeth itself, right? Is docked in Dubai. Is it off in Dubai? It's off somewhere there. And it's permanently docked there. You know, so it's like, besides becoming like a floating hotel so that you don't have to upkeep the engines and those components, and you can get like septic and water hooked up, it's just a shell, so you really just need like, you know, the internal wiring, so you don't even need the generation on the ship anymore. Besides that, for something this iconic, you can't see like beachcomber on the side. Like, everybody knows from a silhouette, from even far away. Let's go super far away. Even in sim, you can tell. Funnel placement, shape, sharp bow, rounded end. This is a Cunard ship. Of course, as soon as you gotta start loading stuff in. But it's just one of those things, like, you know, what will come of it? What will it become? Be interesting to see. Could happen in my lifetime, who knows? But we're making good progress as we go through the channel here. We're probably looking at about, what, 15 minutes or so at this speed as we're kind of cruising through here. But I don't want to make this video itself 45 minutes, and I know that I'll run out of things to talk about or to ramble on about. So we'll see you guys when we get a little bit closer to the terminal to start our day here in Southampton with the beautiful Queen Mary 2. Alright, we are getting closer, everybody. We're going to be getting closer to that turning basin here very shortly. That's really just an eyeball, but really essentially what we are going to do, because I always love to walk you guys through it, we have a lot of room here, which is beautiful. We're going to kind of get ourselves stopped right around in here, turn ourselves to the port side, do a port counterclockwise spin, get ourselves turned over 180 degrees, and back into the slip itself. Luckily, it is a very slow traffic day here in Southampton, and they're given the okay to be able to use that part of the turning basin because it is usually a very busy port. We are lucky. We are the only ones in here today, besides obviously a handful of vessels, hence why we are in here so very early. It is 5:20 a.m. We started this when it was still 4-something a.m., so I'm telling you, it is beautiful to be here, and man, does this ship still look absolutely beautiful. And also, look at the way it's cut in the water. I don't ever usually run with the displacement on, but it is just doing so nice. Like, so very nice. And it just feels good. And I think, just because I need to check, yeah, so I have it locked at 60 frames a second. I do have the ability to do like 200 plus frames a second, but I like to keep it locked at 60 so that my computer doesn't try to completely explode as I'm attempting to record video at the same time and audio all on the same computer, because I don't do that 2-computer setup anymore. I mean, I do have my second computer. It is over there, but it seems like a lot more effort. But it's going to be a beautiful day here in Southampton. We're actually going to be here until 6 p.m. before we start heading up towards Rotterdam? Are we going, right? We're going to Rotterdam, right? Or we're going to Hamburg? I think we're going to Rotterdam. Now I gotta remember. We are going to Germany. That's what I can tell you. Well, off towards Germany. Netherlands. That direction. Then we go north. Yeah. And then we'll eventually go back to New York. Originally, I was thinking about doing, like, you know, the arrival and departure in the same video. Not going to do it. I might even knock out a couple of the ports just so that it doesn't go on for too many months of us sailing the Queen Mary 2. But I do want to enjoy it while we can. But I have such a backlog of ships that I want to do, and I have just so much life in my life. So, you know, I was thinking about kind of cramming them all together or keeping, like, the cruises shorter. But I might just cut out some pieces, because again the video would be so long of arrival and departure when you're moving in real scale. Like, plus it gives you guys more content and stuff to look forward to. I know that I did not film a Roblox video last week. I need to figure out what I want to spend on that one, because again, if I spend $50 for a ship to be able to make the video, odds are I'm gonna make less than $10 in views, which I try to keep, like, whatever the amount of money I'm going to get off of something to what I'm going to make off it, unless it's something I'm going to use a lot. Like, you know, I have ships that I've bought from Lucas that I haven't used yet. You know, there's stuff that out from Alex that I haven't used yet, but I have them because I use them in my spare time. My own time. Yeah, back at the helm. Pilot has been on board since very early this morning. Very nice chap, very nice guy. I'm going to take off autopilot. We are going to go to manual control. We're also going to kill the forward of throttle and slowly let us start slowing down a little bit. I am going to get turned a little bit more towards this channel so that when we turn, it's a little bit more smooth of a backing into position for us. But again, it's actually been a beautiful day sailing in. We had some waves on our crossing. But other than that, it's been actually really, really nice. And everybody on board seems like they've been having a fantastic voyage as well. And we've had a beautiful weather coming in here as well. So hoping overall we'll have just a really good day. Really good day here for us. And man, I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. I'm not sleeping well. Don't know why. I mean, baby's probably one of it, but I think there's other stresses in my life that are just kind of sitting there in the background that I'm just like, if we ignore them, they'll go away. They're not going away. Everybody does that. Everybody's got the struggles. Actually, while we are still sailing in here, I wanted to check on something over here. Oh, it's the original design. So that first set of cabins that we looked at, that was there, and I know that they went up as of recently, and I know that the new set of cabins are supposed to be like this. Larger of the superstructure up there. I do know that that's changed. Everything else is, I mean, besides the addition of the ducktail to be able to help with thrust through the water. One thing that I kind of got interested in that I'm thinking about, I've always wanted to go on the Queen Mary 2. Oh my god, there's a little Statue of Liberty sitting right here. I never knew that. That's just so awesome. I've always wanted to go on the Queen Mary 2 because I've, like many, have always loved the Titanic, and like this is like the closest you can get, really, to it. I didn't actually. I was thinking about, like, should I put it in reverse? Yeah. No, we actually had a lot further to go than I was anticipating, so. And I was like, you know, this feels like the closest thing to, like, a true ocean liner that I could ever get. And I think it's still kind of there on my bucket list, but I don't think an actual crossing. Here's why. I, as many of you know, come from New Hampshire. I am what they would call a redneck. I don't spit, chew tobacco. I don't do X, Y, and Z, but I do own horses. I've got cars in my driveway that don't work that I'm gonna fix up sometime. You know, I'm an American. But every time that I see anything about the QM2, because it is supposed to bring you back to a time of class and things like that, they don't have my my accommodations on board. Everything feels first class. Everything feels very lush, which it should be. That is their whole concept with the QM2 and the direction that Cunard's gone in, is that it's luxury. And you know what? More power to them for that, and I think that's amazing. I just don't know if I would like that kind of luxury in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fancy person. Even when we're on the ship and there's, like, you know, if we're on Disney Cruise Line and there's a form online, I love dressing up. I think I clean up real well. But I'm still gonna order the chicken dish. Like, I don't like the over-the-top kind of bougie. You know what I mean? And, that's not a knock on them. I feel like I'd feel out of place. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about maybe doing something smaller. Smaller, shorter, something like that. You know, if it ever came around, you know what I mean? If I ever had that opportunity. But who really knows? You know, if I'd ever be given the opportunity, because there's so many other places I'd rather go first. Alright. Now we can start putting in a little bit of rear engine there. Because if we come out here, still got plenty of room. Oof, clouds are really low today. Plenty of room to swing around. Obviously going to start with the aft first. Let's do it. I don't know. 8. I can't remember if this one wants to swing fast or not. God, I wish this wasn't so touchy. Let's do 16, I guess. 16 there as well. Gonna move comms to the starboard side, please. Okay, we'll sit there for a throttle right now. Let's just keep it back and forth, trying to keep that 0. 16 on the thruster seems a good spot as of right now. We've got all of our eyes looking around as we make this turn here in the middle of the channel. I believe in real life, and don't quote me on this, but my brain feels like it remembers this. Like the ship would actually come down, turn around here, and come up, so it wasn't blocking this waterway. I don't know. I don't even know if I have any facts to back that up. I just feel like I've seen that somewhere. Alright, we're turning on a very nice click. Obviously, I'd have officers and stuff like that to be able to check it, but as captain right now, and all by myself, man, I just love that Statue of Liberty little statue. I like to know what's going on. So I'm going to come over, I'm just going to check over here on the port side. Yeah, everything looks good. Don't want to make too much of a wash for this little, nice little, feels like a fishing village kind of over here, feel by the pier. But we are going quite well. Our little, oh, I forget we do have a double window here. We've got on this side, to be able to see the direct side, or it could be way over here. Way over here. Except it'd be so far from my controls. Alright. Whoops. Back over towards center, please. Am I still on widescreen? No. Yeah, okay. There you go. Wanted to make sure. Eee. For some of the time lapses, I put it into that kind of fish, I feel. Plenty of room from that buoy. That's always what I worry about. It's like a $10,000 fine if you hit a buoy. But you can see that's the piece there. We've got plenty of room here as we continue to turn. Table, let's knock it up to 18 per side, please. And let's get you back to 0, my friend. Just gonna have to watch that, kind of play with that throttle, keep us in position as we go here. Once we hit the kind of pinnacle of our turn, we will make our way to the port side of the ship to focus our efforts on getting ourselves alongside here today. It's so funny because I never know if it feels like we're going too fast or too slow, but when you think of moving a building, this feels fast, but I feel like for when I've been on ships before, this actually feels slow. No, it's going at a pretty good click. I'm happy with this. Continuing to move, looking good. Coming just to check the stern really quick. We are almost at halfway with our turn here. completely blocking the channel as much as we possibly could right now. You know, doing our part. I love this bridge. This is just, I love the detail on this bridge. It's always the thought that counts. Okay, going around. Still looking good. Starting to drift a little forward. We will counteract that just a smidgen. A little more than I wanted, but looking good. Looking good and feeling good. And that's kind of what I want here. Plenty. Luckily, not a ton of traffic around. Waiting for us to finish our maneuver here. I forget, one of our cameras is actually outside, right? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they're the rears. Neat. Feels good. It's 5:30. Passing halfway now on this turn. So we will stick on the port side now as we continue around here. It's kind of crazy to think of, you know, everybody can develop skills, you know what I mean? So you've got, especially now with all the simulators and stuff out, there's people who, with training, obviously, could step into 737s and have much more experience than, you know, in years past. Airbus A320s, A320s, A319s, like, there's so much in simulation now. Going for the more realistic, you know, that you at least have a basic knowledge, and it's, you know, yeah, you could read books, and there's plenty of schooling that you need to take and everything, but it kind of gets you that step ahead. Like, the amount of hours that you could have in a simulator could really put you ahead of others in your class. It breeds ignorance, okay? I know that all too well. People who've done... I have 2,000 hours of flight time in a Microsoft Flight Simulator. I could land this plane. Maybe. Maybe. You know the terminology, you know the buttons, but, like, it's something different when you've got to do it for real. But it puts you kind of like that step ahead. And is Virtual Sailor Next Generation the most realistic? No. Like, right now, for the speed that I'm traveling at, I should not be having to fight the throttle this much with no wind. You know, I should be pretty close to dead stop. Thrusters should be kind of working on it. I shouldn't have to do a ton of throttle management, and it also shouldn't be that instant, because, like, how instant this is if I hit forward and it already wants to start moving forward, those engines have got to be blasting back there, because there's not a real concept of weight in this sim. But from the years of Ship Simulator, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the driving boats, Ship Simulator 2008 especially, you know, Ship Sim Extremes, then to Virtual Sailor, there's Seafarer now. It gives you the components of what you need. You know, again, I sail this ship right now with a rudder and dual engine configuration, which is the display down here. If I really wanted to, okay, I could come in and I can change it to the Azipod system that's in here. I haven't found an Azipod display that I've actually liked in Sim. I haven't found one. I haven't found one that I like. So, if I find one, maybe I'll actually use it. You know what I mean? I'm going to take out the bow now, because the bow's in a pretty good position. Continue to work the stern around. But if I found one, maybe I'd do that for that little bit more realism, but like, that's okay right now. First off, I love having all my thrusters and different abilities, but that's okay. Like, I'm not looking for it to be the world's most realistic. How I want it to be realistic is how I maneuver the ship. How does the ship handle? Like right now, we're taking a long time to do this 360 maneuver, not 360, 180 maneuver, to back into the harbor here. But I know that realistically, this is what it would be. You know, I've had many people come up to me and be like, well, how do I make my docking look as realistic as what you're doing? Slow down. That's what I tell everybody. Slow down. If you're in a channel like I was, 12 knots. Learn, if you know, what other ones are. If you are in a small channel like Port Canaveral, Miami, etc., 8 knots. And the only thing that I'm going off of that is I will watch the ships leave on Mariner traffic and be able to see actually how fast they are going. And these are my mental notes from there. I could even keep it at 5 knots if I wanted to. Really, you just need to not make a wake. But usually it's around 8 knots when they're departing from there. I'm going to keep it in the negative for right now, because we can start backing up a little bit. There should be, what, 2 lifeboats there? Yeah, 2 lifeboats, and then we get to the pier. Man, you always zoom in so much when I get closer to that camera. Can I back up, please? No, back up. Back up. Looking good. Oof. Looking good. The terminal building is starting to come into view. And once I can see the pier side, I'll kind of move the ship around a little bit. Because, like, if I popped in here and I took the range out a little bit, this would give me a little bit better of an idea. There. Of how we're kind of alongside, but this helps a little more. Man, that thing just wants to move forward with that aft being the only thing rolling here. I'm going to take out the thruster for now. Put in the thruster back in. Hi, Flynn. You're caught on my microphone, buddy. Okay. There. Now you're no longer caught on my microphone, buddy. Looking at me like, hello, help. Father, help. Alright, I'm gonna just 28 it just to push us over. I gotta counteract the back of the throttle here. Come on, push her over. Thank you. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a little push. This was it. Alright, now we're just gonna balance this the best that we can. A little rock in the ship, that's okay. Gonna keep it around 2 knots. I don't want to go too fast as we're backing in here. And again, just keeping it smooth and nice and cautious as well. I'll push that aft out just a little bit more. Down to 3 knots, and we'll let it kind of start coasting in there. Coming back to our camera. All clear, no traffic. How Flynn? Doing good. Sorry for the dozing out here. Trying to help my parents at the same time. Freaking Netflix, because Netflix fucking sucks, man. Alright, 2.8. Making good progress back. Making good time too. Almost 6 a.m. I was hoping to be alongside at 6 a.m. All ashore is at 6:30, 6:45. We had it listed at 7, but we knew with us coming in early, we were probably going to be able to get the passengers off sooner. But we don't want to spoil that for them. Give them a little bit more time here in beautiful Southampton. The current has taken us just a little bit, so we are going to readjust just a smidge. That's why I like these extra long wings that they've got on this ship. Still getting in there. And again, I know there's like not much for me to say, 'cause it's like, oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm biding my time. I'm just sitting here hoping for the best. Ready for the worst. You never know, we could get that massive gust of wind and can really mess us up or throw us off course. So it's just kind of keeping an eye on it, you know? Watching speed more than anything, because that likes to either stay stagnant like it is right now or get super crazy. Looking good. I'm just trying to judge that the bow is out far enough away, and again, we don't have, you know, software to be like, you're gonna be too close, like no preemptive software. But I am trying to also make sure that we're not, you know, too far away. We're keeping it tight. You know, I'm trying to reopen the channel for traffic to be going in and out as much as possible and as smooth as possible. I'm like squinting at it like it's gonna help me. This actually feels okay. Maybe just one more bump out. Again, am I closer than I'd like to be? A little bit. I'd like you not to run away. Ever so slightly, but as you can see, we're mostly alongside. Right now, we're going to be in a good spot. Just want to take a little peek on the outside. Looking crisp and clean, and, you know, if we were to look from drone view, we have plenty of room as we're continuing to back into the pier here. Hello, Flynn. I let you be free. Why are you back up here, buddy? Gotta check on Dad. Gotta check on Dad. Gotta check on Dad. You can go down, buddy. Buddy. You can go. Why are you sitting here protecting me? This is weird. Gotta love dogs, man. I want another one really bad. I want two, really, but you know, that's a battle I don't think I'll win with the missus, unfortunately. We had 4, and that's where I'd like it to be, but... Our dogs have a very good life, which translates into a very expensive life, unfortunately. Because they have better insurance than I do. Okay, back at 2.5 knots. I did let it get away from me just a little bit there, but that's okay. Coming alongside the pier here. Looking good. Just trying to make sure that we're really in control. And the reason why you don't want to be going too fast when you get to the pier, obviously for safety-wise and control-wise, is that if all of a sudden... Flynn and Ella, stop. Stop. We don't need to be going crazy like this right now. Hi, Layla. Did you feel abandoned? Danielle went and sat out on the porch. So... Our dogs don't know what to do. They're losing it. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. If there was all of a sudden, like, a big wake or something, and it was just to push us in, you know, 2 knots or below, you know, it's going to do some damage, but it's not going to be completely, not in control. Let's see. Where are we? Because I haven't really docked you much. I just want to... Yeah, you know what? Let's, Bulb's bow is almost protected anyway, so we'll start slowing her down. Okay, no idea why it just shot that way, but that's okay. Let's get ready with docking procedures, please. Let's get it down to 0, please. Good. Start with a 14. As we start to pull alongside here on the port side, here in Southampton with the beautiful Queen Mary 2. Whoa. Sorry about this, guys. I'm not usually one for trying to change this realism here. I have no idea why that just started. That was really bizarre. And alongside. We're going to call that alongside. Wow, that was so weird. I have no idea why that was the way that it was. I have no idea why it just started to move very quickly. I was going to mess up my time lapse, but whatever, I guess. Dropping lines. 2, 3, 4. Like that. Something like that in the water direction, and something like that. That looks good. Something like this. Something like... You're not going to get back up there, are you? Dang it. That'll do for there. Well, there you go, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Southampton. And we are before 6 a.m., everybody. We did it. That was a very interesting journey. That's one of the cool things about coming to, over to Southampton and like when we go up to Norway and stuff, and if we go to Rotterdam, you know, it's all these places that we haven't been before, so it kind of tests us a little bit. It's pretty neat. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day, and I really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.